Today, we all are worried about COVID-19. Our parents or people who are elderly, who live alone, are suffering because they don't have mates in India. They are relying on their own, and there is nobody to come and help. So ऐसे ऐसी परिस्थिति में जो हमारे बुजुर्ग लोग हैं, उनके लिए भी कोई सोचने वाला है कि नहीं है? तो इस सीरीज में हम आज ऐसे लोगों को लाए हैं जो इन्हीं लोगों के बारे में सोचते हैं, इन्हीं लोगों के लिए कुछ करना चाहते हैं, और आज से नहीं, पिछले कई सालों से लगे हुए हैं इसी उद्देश्य से कि जो बुजुर्ग लोग हैं, जो लोग अकेले रह गए हैं, जिनके बच्चे या बेटे बेटियां बाहर चले गए हैं, उनकी केयर करने वाले लोग नहीं हैं, तो उनको कैसे सपोर्ट और सिस्टम प्रोवाइड करें जिससे कि वो भी एक क्वालिटी की लाइफ जी सकें। तो इसी सब्जेक्ट पर आज बात करते हैं, इसी विषय पर बात करते हैं। तो चेतना, you want to introduce the guests?
Yes, sure. One is Mr. Ajay Chikarsal, and the other one is Dr. Rachna Kumar, who are with us. And Rachna happens to be my younger sister, and I'm so proud of her. Our listeners, when they hear her story, they will be proud of her as well. So Rachna and Ajay, they are friends. They do a lot of things together. They are a team. Their current project is called Archon, which is an assisted living home in Delhi, India. It's a place, they want to make it an ideal place for old people to go and feel comfortable like a home. Talking a little bit about Rachna, this is her passion, this is her dream come true. And this dream started when she was about, I would say, 6 or 7 years old. And one day she brought a dog that was injured on the roadside. Somebody hit a dog, like a stray dog. And she brought that dog home because the leg was broken or something. And she insisted my dad to take care of it, our family to take care of it. Until that dog recovered, she just took care of that dog like almost a week. Then only she let it go. So that feeling of service to others and to help others is so strong in her that my father actually realized that and got her a book on Mother Teresa. So she was about 10 when she started reading about Mother Teresa. I'm sure she still has that book. And eventually at age 12, she wrote a letter to Mother Teresa, which she also got an answer for. So at age 12, she wanted to quit everything and go help in Calcutta. But of course, we did not let her do that. But that feeling of helping others continued. Now she wants to make Archon an ideal place for our older people to stay and feel like home. But I'll let them explain about their philosophy, what they want to do. So Rachna and Ajay, welcome to Take Two Creations Passion Series. Let's talk about Archon.
Hi everyone, I'm a physical therapist. I saw this dream when I was 12 years old. I always wanted to serve. बस सेवा ही सब कुछ है, बचपन से यही सोचा. इस ड्रीम को शेप दिया, अब जाकर ये ड्रीम शेप अप हुई है. If I look back in life, then I picture myself as a 12-year-old girl who had a deep-rooted feeling for service of others. And I was always a dreamer. When I read about Mother Teresa, then I thought I was going to convert as a Christian and I'll become a nun, because that time, being a child, I thought this is the only religion which really serves from heart. So, but I wrote to them many letters, Sisters of Charity, and they wrote back that no, this is not the age. You have to be 21 to convert yourself. And then finally Mother Teresa wrote and said that if your feeling of serving is so deep-rooted, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you will eventually reach your dream.
Wow.
Wow.
And it looks like you are getting there, right?
When we look at the philosophy, what's the idea behind the project, like Chetna mentioned, it's got to be a place where people can come, older people can come, senior citizens of India can come, and they can feel really, really happy. They can have an active aging here. They can feel a purpose in life, a meaning to life. And the health part is also very, very crucial. Rachna, being a physical therapist, can really help out, with pain management, rehab. These are some of our very important points. Rehab, it's a care home with rehab facilities, and we're going to take care of them as they age and as their needs change. For example, you have somebody functional, who comes in, say at the age of 70 or 75 or whatever, then slips into, maybe the assisted category and can go into the dependent category. So the homes which are there in India, typically they're called old age homes, and they get rid of people as soon as they see that it becomes a burden. If the people need a full-time assistant, and they go into the dependent category, they tell them to leave the home. That's what we found.
How did this journey start? I know you came to the US, you studied here, but what was that point where you say, I want to go and build this old age home and help and serve elderly? Why not something else? So the connection between what you do today versus how it triggered and what transpired it.
Almost when I finished my high school, my dad had a stroke. And that time I was so helpless. I didn't know what to do. Take care of him, gather myself, how to manage, didn't know. And I feel it's such a need when you have a problem like this. That was a time when I had to start my career immediately after the high school. But I just gave up everything and I said, no, my dad needs me first and I have to take care of him. And it took me like 2.5 years, almost 3 years to put him back on his feet.
But you did it mostly. You helped him get on his feet. Wow.
Yeah. Though I was not a physical therapist that time, but I did everything, whatever they used to tell me in the hospital, what needs to be done. And we were staying in Faridabad. So I used to travel on my scooty and used to take him on my scooty. It was almost like 3 hours I had to reach there, 3 hours coming back, and take him for physical therapy and his treatment. So I gave up my career for that. I wanted to be a surgeon, but I thought, no, nothing is important than taking care of him. And that was a time when I thought that when a senior or when a person becomes so disabled, physical or any kind of a mental disability, then you can actually give up and take care of the person, and the person can actually come back on his feet. My father survived after that for 7 years. My sister, my brother also took care of them so well. After that, they called him there and took care of him also.
But you brought back some quality of life in his after stroke time.
Right.
I mean, it was a situation that I thought I'm never gonna see him again. But I saw him, he lived again.
Actually, I think I can sum it up in another way, which is missing out. She has a very deep sense of gratitude for the elderly. Like, it's our turn to care for them, in the sense that these are the people who have built the country. These are the people who have raised us. What we are today is because of them. And so she wants to pay them back by her selfless service, by putting her own self into it. What is at the core of her heart, what I understand as a part.
So now, as you say that this Archon, that your old age home, you are also taking care of the transient aging of older generation. So as they become incapable, so when they came in, they were fine, and slowly they will become incapable, and or mental issues or something. So did you study? Because I know that you went after my dad's incident, you did go to the physical therapy school to learn how to help out. What else did you do to learn more about how old age homes work? So talk a little bit about that.
I was working in a clinic where I met Ajay. As a patient, he was a patient of, he had a chronic backache. And I shared my concept with him that this is what I want to do. So he was already running an NGO, and he says, okay, let's work it out. But then I said that I need to understand the whole thing more to take care of the seniors. So I planned to move to US. I worked in the clinic, but then I planned to go to US and study more about assisted livings and work in assisted living. So that I have that feeling like hands-on, how to take care of them, how to take care of people who have physical challenge, mental challenge. So, and then I did a lot of small courses also on Alzheimer's, dementia. Then I came back to India and did a course in geriatric because maybe there was a little different system here in India. So I joined this National Institute of Social Defense, and where I did this course on geriatrics to understand the needs of seniors, what all challenges they have. Did a lot of volunteer services here in a lot of institutions which were already running, like other old age homes, just to understand what all needs to be done. And this home, even the home design was all, the design was all barrier free, so that today if the person is coming on his feet, tomorrow if he goes in a wheelchair, use the home. So the whole environment is barrier free, wheelchair accessible, ramps are there.
I know, Rachna, it was your dream, तुम्हारा सपना था, right? Ajay, how did you get involved into this? I know she just mentioned you were her patient in the clinic, but it has to be more than that, right? You have also kind of dedicated your life to this as well, right?
Manoj, it was like this, when I met her, she was a stranger to me, and she's quite talkative, so she started talking, she talked to everyone. So while talking, she shared her dream with me, and I said, how are you going to do this? And she said, I'm going to dedicate my life. I'm just going to move there and I'm going to spend all my life. And I was like, is she crazy or something? And I was really inspired by this because, I had been running certain activities for a long time with, mentally challenged children and many projects. These are all charitable projects in India. So I was so inspired by this when she said this. So then after a few years, we connected again and I told her, I said, why not? Let's start this thing, let's start the project. Let's give shape to your dream. Right. So that's when we got going on this. And then, we selected the plot of land. She wanted minimum 1 acre plot. So we, we outlined that and we shortlisted, purchased it, and then moved ahead on this, further on.
Nice of you.
Before we go on, can you talk a little about Archon, because we have been talking about it as an assisted living home, but can you tell us where it is, what it has, so that we understand a little bit better?
So Archon is basically a short-term and a long-term assisted care home, where when the people have any kind of a disability which needs a recovery period of 6 months to over a year, they can come in, get themselves rehabilitated, and even go back. And people who cannot, who doesn't have a support system at home, and they have a problem, or they're alone, or they need help, they can also move in and stay there forever.
Where is it?
Yeah, this is in NCR, this is Faridabad, and this is in a very serene and a green area. We really wanted to make it in a green area because Delhi is very polluted. So at least it's in greens, air is fresh, the pollution level is almost like zero there.
But how many people, I know you said you can keep people if they want to come and stay there forever. What's the capacity? I mean, eventually you will run out of space, right?
Right now, we've just made the ground floor because, funds were scarce and this is a really big project, the scale of the project. Like in terms of square feet, I don't know if you use square feet in US, but in terms of square feet, like 72,000 square feet covered area, that is the built-up area. It's quite huge. So we've made the ground floor working and it's fully functional and it has a capacity of around 25 people. And the total capacity, like the structure is ready. So if we make the other 2 floors, the first and second, then we would have a capacity of 100 plus people.
Okay.
Wow.
Wonderful. That's fantastic. And you will start admitting or have started admitting people now, or how you will be ready?
We are ready.
You're ready. Okay.
Very
Wonderful.
nice.
I am ready to move in now. I have reached that
We
age
just
now.
wait for the lockdown to be over.
Just for information's sake, I was involved with a little bit of designing of this assisted living home because I am myself a healthcare designer. So I assisted Rachna. So when she came to the US, I know that she traveled almost for a year going to different assisted living homes. So all over Florida, West Coast, East Coast, and we went to a lot of homes. She learned a lot about how they actually function once the residents are there. The biggest thing we found was a challenge for Indian descent elders. So the Indians who are living in the USA, it becomes very hard for them if one of their parents gets disabled or ill or sick or something and they really need help. One thing, it's very expensive. The second thing is, even if they find a good home, the food is different, the whole culture is different. It's based so much on that American's mindset. The food is the biggest challenge. Even if it's vegetarian, the elderly who had come from India in early times, they cannot eat the boiled vegetables or salads. I mean, it's a challenge. So I would ask Rachna and Ajay, how did you take care of that aspect? Like, because a lot of my friends, as you know, that you already have a couple of people inquiring from the USA for their parents to come and join. So how did you take care of that Indian culture, American advancement in medicine? How did you combine all that to make this home?
Okay, certain aspects of the home, for example, I'm talking about the infrastructure right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the infrastructure, like Rachna mentioned earlier, it's barrier free. So you have ramps, you have grab bars, and the rooms have been designed so that the wheelchairs can move in, you can go to the restrooms. So in terms of infrastructure, it is very American. It's all conforming to American standards of ADA, that is, for disabilities and others. And when we look at the Indian part, which is going to come, I would say the software part, in the sense, the manpower to come in, later on. So how we are designing it is that we have a lovely dining and a kitchen. So like food is one of the most important things. So we are going to cater to a multi-cuisine in this, but special emphasis on Indian food, like you said, and food would be the most important thing, in this particular age. So yeah.
तो आप रोज आप पास्ता नहीं खिलाएंगे?
We have taken a land nearby where we will be doing like organic farming. So what you call whole food and everything. We're gonna, grow our own vegetables there. We have a gaushala, so we have our own guy, Indian cow and a Jersey cow.
I'm moving there now.
Very nice, very nice. And I also know that you have some yoga rooms and meditation rooms.
Right. Like we have, the rehab center. We have a rehab center where we have a yoga, meditation. Then we have pain management. So all facilities can be taken care of. So in terms of, the Indian practice, yoga is one of the popular ones.
Yes.
Right. And apart from that, they will be doing other things also, like they will be doing cardiovascular exercises. We would have weights also for them. So nothing is going to stop them from being younger or reliving their second, childhood. We would love to bring them to that point. And I don't know, but somewhat we've been designing a lot of gadgets. We won a prize at AIMS. Rachna had gone, we gave a presentation. So it was on a new concept. So we've made a lot of gadgets which can help people to become more functional. So we put that all, whatever talents we had. I'm an engineer, she's a doctor. So we put our talents together. So apart from this, then we also have a club where we would have karaoke, we would have singing. So again, the Indian element would come in, people would love to sing. And we have the Casio and all these kind of things.
And we have a nice bar.
Oh, really? But are you associated with some health facilities as well, or doctors and local health service providers who can also be available to those who may need help? Not necessarily stay in the hospital, but if somebody who needs some assistance, do you have that kind of arrangement as well?
Yes, we have a complete nurses station with a patient numbered in the room, that
Patient call system.
patient call system, basically.
Acha. Oh, nice.
So there'll be in-house nurse, there'll be a in-house doctor, visiting doctors like dentists and all can do a visiting part. We are having a tie-up with Apollo, so a lot of Apollo consultants have
Nice.
said that they're gonna come and see weekly. And then there is a hospital coming up. We already
In Faridabad area, where is it coming?
Yes, it's just like 7 kilometers away.
Okay.
Okay, so in case of emergency, you have a hospital, you have a tie-up with the hospital. So you'll have a routine of doctors coming in every day and checking out the residents, or is that the plan?
Yes, it would be weekly basis. We would have people in-house,
Uh-huh.
but then not every day, but we would have, like if there are emergency issues, then they would come in immediately. And Rachna has very good contacts, from a long time with orthopedic surgeons and many other people who have already agreed to volunteer for this. So we are looking forward to, their coming as well. So they'll be coming and helping out, definitely.
Let's talk about the passion. Now, where do you see, how do you evaluate like the passion that you had as a young child at 12, and you have come so far? Where do you take your passion to now? Do you feel satisfied? Is this the passion you want to carry forward and do more with it?
Have you reached your destination?
Your destination. Yeah, that was my question.
No. Looking forward, service before self. Looking forward. Hindi में it's like I want कि जो residents वहाँ रहेंगे, किसी को प्यास लगे, उनके पानी मांगने से पहले मैं पानी दे दूँ. रात को अगर किसी की लाइट जले, तो I should know कि क्या है. Are they uncomfortable? Are they suffering? Are they anybody having a pain? So I will be staying in the house. I will be staying in the same flow. And I'm a person who's very much hands-on. I don't wait for anybody to come and help. I will be the first one. I would love to be the first one to take care of people with my hand. I want people to be happy, loved, pain-free, and happy. So I'm really looking forward this to start operating so that I can do what I really wanted to do. It took me so many years for construction, but now I'm really looking forward to lose myself in service to it.
Very nice.
One of the very unique aspects which Rachna figured out, which I didn't see anywhere outside. I saw a few assisted homes in US as well. So we have a design in which we have very big corridors, and these corridors are centrally air conditioned. In fact, the whole home is centrally air conditioned. So what we saw was that people in other homes in India had air conditioners in their room, but they wouldn't step out because it was too hot. The kind of temperatures we have here, 45, 50 degrees. So then they would just stay in the room. They would just be confined to the room all day, Even if there were activities, they would have to go, to some other place. So so what she has right now, the huge corridor, which is there, which runs outside all the rooms, and she's designing spaces, living spaces in that, active spaces where they can play chess, they can play cards, they can do gupshup over tea, they can have something to drink, they can enjoy, they can gossip, they can do all sorts of things. This is something really unique, and I think this is going to really work. This is really going to help people connect with each other, socially, even if they cannot walk.
I don't want people to be just confined in the room. I want, even if somebody is having a mental issue, they should come out and get involved. Just at least sit and watch other people. That really helps.
You should have daily afternoon Antakshari sessions. Bring everyone out in the corridor, have Antakshari.
It's a huge project. I'm sure it took a lot of funds It took a lot of money to get there. How was the fund situation? How is the fund situation? And would you like to touch upon any kind of help that you still need, you're still seeking? You can talk about that.
Oh, we are definitely open, and we would be very welcoming any kind of help which can come in terms of, kind or cash. As I mentioned earlier, the capacity is 100 plus, but we have only been able to achieve the ground floor. Doesn't mean that the rest of those don't exist. The structure exists. It won't take us much time to build. It's just a scarcity of funds. So we're looking forward to any, philanthropic, initiatives, or anybody who can contribute to this project, on a recurring basis, because we have a lot of recurring expenses apart from the capital expenses also. So whatever comes in, any amount which comes in would be helpful in, building this further and extending it to more and more people.
So what has been your most memorable moments for you, emotionally or any other way?
I've seen this place as from the ground level. The first was when I first saw the site, the land. It was just a land and nothing else. The day we bought, it was a Christmas Eve, 24th December. Ajay, with his few friends, lit up the whole land with the candles.
Wow.
So when I reached there, saw the land. I saw the land initially, but now it was like we have to start, and so it was little late night, and we reached there, and it was all lit up by the candle. It was in between. It was written "Merry Christmas." And
Wow! Great job, Ajay.
I think she inspires me all the time. That's my interest. I run an IT company, but I've contributed whatever I can from my profits and so on. But her inspiration is behind the project. We are not looking at the money aspect. We don't want money from the seniors, but we do want this to be self-sufficient. We want that this should fund its own self, because it's an expensive project. And if you really want to give your love and care, you need to spend money. You need to give them good food. Everything has to be really A-class, It shouldn't be that, elders are treated in a poor fashion as it is done in other old age homes, which we have seen in India. They are literally dumped in rooms. There are no good facilities, and it's very uncomfortable for them to spend. This is one time they really need comfort. They really need all the care they can get.
Right.
That's the whole idea. For that, you need to spend money. You need to get in professionals. You need to get in good medical staff. Like she mentioned, we need a full-time nurse and everything. So that's the challenge in front of us now.
Yep. So Ajay, what has been your most satisfying moment?
I think
when
she approved, of the place, I was really tense, and I was not sure whether she would like it, and because she was in US, and I was scouting around for different areas, and I found this place, and so I was not sure because this was in the outskirts, right? This was not in Delhi, this was not in Faridabad, and I was like, is she really going to like this? This is like out of the way. But this is a blessing, right now when we look at the pollution levels and everything, and she liked the place. So I was really happy. Wow, great. So this is where we can make a beginning.
So we talked about Rajo's passion. Ajay, what's your passion?
My passion is service again, in the sense that, I'm more like a secretary to her. So she was successful to start with. And I would also love to contribute to senior citizens by making different gadgets. So I've done a lot of work in areas, though I'm not a medical person, but then I work with Rachna. So made a different, electromagnetic gadgets, so which can help in arthritis, which can help in dementia cases also. We are currently applying, for this. And so I would love to contribute in whatever talent I have, in terms of my engineering skills. Apart from that, I would just like to, talk to people. This is the right time. I'm already 55. I'm going to be a senior citizen, already a senior citizen actually. So I would love to get involved on a very ground level as well, so that we work together and achieve the goal that we're looking at, love and care. That's exactly what we want.
Very nice. Because I have seen one of your gadgets being used on my mother actually recently. That frontal lobe stimulation, magnetic, something that you use your mummy, because our mother is going through some dementia issues right now. It has really helped. It has really helped.
That's fantastic. That's so good to hear both of you guys. And कहते हैं ना राम मिलाई जोड़ी वाली बात है. You guys come from the opposite ends. One is in medical, one is in engineering. But how good comes out of this, right? How you guys have made it so complementing each other, right? And both of you have teamed up and created this fantastic project, and I'm really proud of you guys, and I wish I could help more. The only way I will be able to help is come and stay there and contribute in some way. Any parting thoughts, anything you would like to say, or you would like our audience to contribute or do anything for your organization in whatever way?
Well, we have a website, and I think we'll be giving you a slide on that. So they can contribute directly through the website. There's a payment gateway which has been added on, so they can just go and directly contribute whatever they want to. And if they want to get in touch with us, then there are numbers which are available. They can get in touch with us. We'll give the bank details also in this.
I would like that you should talk about this, promote the home. Tell all your friends, promote this home, that this is what we are making in India. And parents, seniors who are staying in US or staying in India, if any time they need us, we are there. We can reach them, help them, even if they are in their own situation for now. And tomorrow they can move to our home. So just help us in cash or kind, so that we complete the home and we can help more and more people.
I really admire your contribution to the society, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you're doing.
And thank you very much for coming here today, talking to us about your passions.
Thanks for having us on.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good week, and with good luck to you both.
To Archon as well.
Archon.
Go.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.